Hello, welcome to Cooking with Cornbread. Trump 2020, baby. Sorry. So, looked up I got some chicken thighs, and I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do for supper tomorrow since yesterday. So I knew I had chicken thighs in the freezer. I had 3.5 pounds of chicken thighs, and the recipe I found called for 1.5 pounds. I don't know if that's how much I got prepped or not, but it's going to do the trick. So I've decided to do chicken thighs 2 ways, and I'm going to marinade what I'm going to bake tomorrow, and the recipe I found, and I'll show you how it goes tomorrow. Is going to go on a frying pan, and I've separated my chicken thighs out. I didn't cut. It says cut your fat. I didn't cut all the fat. Not going to do that because where there's fat, there's flavor. That's going to caramelize. It's going to be good. The way it's looking, I think I need to do something here, because I've just noticed I'm going to trade a small one for a big one. This one's still kind of froze. And don't be afraid of touching raw meat, ladies and gents, because you can clean your hands. Ain't no problem. No problem. Just make sure you're clean. And I'm not going to get that one as seasoned as well as I'd like. So, watch. I just touched raw meat. I hope you can still see me. Probably can't see
I can.
all this stuff I've got lined up for my marinade. I ain't gonna throw in the kitchen sink. 20 seconds. Roll your boat down the stream. You're supposed to do all that. If it's wet and icky, or wet and sticky, it might be icky. Learned that from a first aid, CPR, and bloodborne pathogen class. Got all kinds of stories, and I'm sure that you have seen it. Got my camera woman, Miss Kinley Alverson. Got us a tripod finally. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I think I did. But anyhow, got us a tripod. Ain't no more scratching, and you can probably hear in the background. So, got myself a rub of these ramekins. That's what they're called, or a actually this is called a dip dish, dip tray. It's a ramekin. If you watch Food Network, you can go ahead and pre-mix your stuff. Now I've got everything in here that it calls for, except for rosemary. And because I wanted to show you how I did my rosemary, and I'm gonna eyeball my rosemary too. So I've got my 1.5 pounds of chicken. So in this, I've got 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon salt. I went a little extra and put 3/4 teaspoon salt because I like salt. I'm not supposed to like salt. Don't tell my doctor I like salt. And if my doctor's watching, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I do like vegetables. Anyhow, inside joke. It calls for a quarter teaspoon fresh cracked black. I went ahead and eyeballed what looked like half. It looked like I equaled almost as much as my salt when I ground it. Quarter teaspoon. I did not measure the cayenne pepper. I did not measure it. Calls for a quarter teaspoon cayenne. Did not measure it. Eyeballed it. Don't go crazy with that. It'll hurt you. It hits the tip of your tongue and it'll blow your palate out, and you won't be able to taste nothing. Because this is going in hot oil tomorrow, and what that does is that when you hit this is going to be on the herbs and stuff is going to be on the outside. The salt and stuff will leak in. A lot of the flavors will leak in the inside overnight. So I've got the cayenne on the outside. It's hot pepper, and the pepper will do it, and the rosemary. That's rosemary will do it too. But it blooms. So when it hits the hot oil makes it. It's not a flavor bomb. Excuse the word. My daughter was getting bored because she's seen this time and time again. You're gonna get a flavor bomb when it hits that oil. It'll open everything up. Hot heat opens it up. So quarter teaspoon cayenne. Don't go overboard. Play with that, if you will. I've got a half teaspoon of thyme leaves in there. This is all dried, and calls for a half teaspoon of rosemary. I said I was going to eyeball it, but I'll use a half teaspoon measuring spoon. So I've got it. And if you can't see, it's stems. You ever watch or look at rosemary? It's stems, and it's not very. It's kind of gross to eat, hard to chew. So what I like to do, if it's dried, if you're using this not dried, I would never ever break it off of the branch or whatever. Rake it off. I would just leave it whole and put it on there. But I'm gonna crush it up with my claw. You just run all them stems in between your fingers. It breaks up. It's a very, very fragrant herb. That's all it's for. It puts some flavor into the meat, but it does more by hitting your nose, and when it hits your nose, you can taste it. And I can smell it already. And this is just, you don't have to grind it, you ain't gonna pulverize it. Just kind of, it ain't half-assed or nothing. Excuse my language. Mix it in your little rub. Gotta get me a spit here. I'm sorry. Then you're going to use that claw that I was just talking about. It's going to take, if you don't dip, you won't know what I'm talking about. A 3-finger pinch. Actually, well, technically 3 fingers and 1 thumb, 3-finger pinch. So Dipper will know what I'm talking about, but you come in here and you're gonna get you a healthy handful and just coat. And we want to use about half of this on one side. We're gonna flip it over. Use half on the other. And you're gonna have to wash your hands again. Now, if you don't want to wash your hands so much, you can. Now this is a heavy coat. I can tell by now. And that one right there, I wasn't really able to open up. See if I can now. Yep. It's still solid. I did not trim that one. That's okay. It's a little extra chicken fat. I did not wash my hands when I done that. I'm gonna flip these over. Look here, I'm gonna pat this in too. Pat it in. But before I wash my hands, I will season the other side. That's why we use the ramekin. So you don't have to wash your hands so much. And I don't know, that's another dish you gotta clean, but it's a small dish. Pick it up with your hands. You know, don't contaminate. My hands are slimy now, so I gotta kind of sprinkle, and flick. But we'll come to the other side. I'll finish this recipe tomorrow, but this is to marinate in with the chicken thigh. You don't really have to worry about you notice I'm just pouring it out now because I want the flavor in there. I'm gonna pat that in too. With the chicken thigh, you don't have to worry about trying to get moisture in with a brine, because it's fatty. You can see the fat on that. Wash my hands again. I've got to get some saran wrap. Wash your hands. You can wash. Not because of COVID, but because of salmonella. Don't be afraid of COVID. I'm not saying it's your friend, neither though. So we wash our hands, get it clean. Just got a little on my wooden watch.
Are you almost done?
I did say wooden watch. Wooden watch. Crystal got that. Appreciate you, boo-boo. Thank you. So I cleaned my hands so I can do my next step, but I'm going to cover this with saran wrap and put it in the fridge. I'm not the best with saran wrap. See? Told you. Those dudes on Food Network make it look easy. If I had aluminum foil, which I ran out of because I've been doing cookies and stuff for the holidays, I would have used that, to be quite frank. I've got to do another round of it. Do another thing of saran wrap. Ooh, oh. See? Oh, man. I bet the people on Food Network do 100 takes of that. I'm gonna guarantee it. And the producer probably gets angry at them, and the camera people get angry. Ain't no sense in getting angry. It happened, man. All we want to do is cover this. And guess what I found? I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, you forgot about it.
I'm gonna have to wash my hands again. But I found the bag that I had my chicken in to begin with, because I ain't got my saran wrap like real tight like they can get it on Food Network. And I'll get there. And you will too. But I'm just here to show you we don't want to contaminate nothing in your fridge, and we're going to leave this overnight in the fridge. And that's going to soak up. So, wrap it up in a Walmart bag, man. Put it in the bottom of your fridge. Wipe your hands with it. And I've got the other half in here, and we're going to build a marinade. This is going to be hard to mix, so I'm going to roll up my sleeves. It's a little wet. This is all eyeball from here on out. Most of the time I'll tell you to taste this, but don't taste it if you're doing it like I'm doing it right now. So this is ill advised, but I've done it a few times. We went with some extra virgin olive oil, a little cumin, probably about 1.5 teaspoons, I guess. Red pepper flake. Gonna do a teaspoon of that. My teaspoon and Food Network teaspoons are big difference when they put it in a palm. You don't want to overpower it with red pepper flake either. That's some heat. Got some parsley. This is all just, I told my daughter I don't know how I'm gonna make this marinade. I don't know what I want to do. We're gonna go about a tablespoon of parsley there. It'll taste good. We're gonna bake this tomorrow. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I bet it tastes good. I'm gonna bake it for supper.
Almost done.
How about a little thyme? Why not thyme? I'll tell you what else goes good with poultry. Garlic goes good with poultry. We're going to put a couple of teaspoons in on that. Excuse me, if you will. Something you tasted. Celery seed, I'll take that. Can't find it. I'm sorry for all the delay. Okay. So I couldn't find it. I will put some celery seed in this. Celery seed, if you smell it, it smells like celery. I was looking for some sage. Sage goes good with chicken, turkey. Yeah, that's a prominent ground herb for your dressing on Thanksgiving. Put a little onion in there. Probably a couple of tablespoons of that. Or not tablespoons, teaspoons, sorry. Look here. Guess what? Go with a little wang, tang, sweet mustard. You'll put that in there. Put a little more. Probably a tablespoon and a half of that.
Are you almost done?
Yep. Apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar goes real good with pork. We're gonna put it in here with our chicken. Half cut. Apple juice. That has some acid in it. 1 cup. I'm not going to be able to taste this, so I'm going off my experience. Worcestershire sauce. That's going to have about the only sugar I know of that's going in here. Probably 1.5 tablespoons of that. That's going to be it. Most of the time, actually no, I don't have any salt in there. Old Bay. Old Bay is a good one, except you gotta be careful because it's spicy. So we're gonna do 3 teaspoons of Old Bay. That's got the salt in it too, but it's got some spice. And I've got a little bit of Lawry's left. Lawry's. Get you some of that. That's seasoned salt. Lawry's. I think I got more over there, but I'm under the gun because my daughter's tired. I'm tired. I'm gonna put that in there. And after that, because I don't think that's enough salt. Remember, we got a lot of liquid in there we're trying to penetrate this meat with. Do about a tablespoon of salt. And fresh cracked black. Then, like I say, don't be afraid to get your hands in here. We're gonna have to mix this up. I'm putting it in a sealable bowl. I can tell you, it smells good. So tomorrow I'll come in here and mix it all up again. This is gonna bake, and I'll show you the bake as well. But don't be afraid of trying this. And if you mess up, guess what? You can put ranch on it and it'll taste fine. Guarantee it. You try not to put a sauce on top of this. What I'm doing tomorrow, I'll put a sauce. I'm making the sauce with what it's cooking in. So that's a little different in the frying pan. Now, if you look, can you see in there? Everything's mixed up. It looks like it's not milky, but everything's mixed up, so it's real cloudy. Press everything down in it. We're gonna put that in the fridge overnight too. Gotta clean my hands first. This has been cooking with cornbread, man. This is my prep episode, I guess, or veggie. I'll show you how I cook it tomorrow. If you're a Colts fan, go Colts. If you ain't a Colts fan, you ought to become one. But I'll show you what else I do tomorrow. Thank you. We'll see you then.